I'm really getting sick of Lifelight, to be honest with you.
You're getting sick of what?
Lifelight. I beat World of Light entirely. 95% of that campaign was me spiting the main theme. I played with it on mute, and as soon as I had the menu unlocked, I drank that shit to 0.
I have not.
I turned the Smash 64 character select menu right up.
I have not beaten World of Light yet because every time I'm at home, it's just straight to offline, everybody playing rotations because of all the people that are in the house.
Yes, the Salvo Towers of Waterbury, Connecticut is an amazing
you know, I try to find time, like, you know, if I have a break at work or something, I'll pull it off to the side and like try to play through it. But man, is that taxing to like force yourself through. I wanted so badly to like that, but holy crap. Man, why can't they just recreate Subspace Emissary? But
why couldn't they just go as adventure mode from Melee?
I would have been perfectly fine with that.
Like, that's not asking for a lot. That's a few like basic platformers.
It was
and
so much fun.
Matches. Yeah.
And but instead we got 40 minutes of a direct for Spirits and how to change sound. But it's okay. We finally got the game anyways. And speaking of people who also happen to hopefully own the game, we have the next match coming up. We got Prof3ssorMGW and Juuuuul, who we were touting before. Greninja and Lucina, potentially even Robin, depending on the concept of the match. And the team we just saw a minute ago as well, Kofi and Zaphros, wondering if we're going to see the Falco and Mario, or we see something different because, as you said before, Kofi just picks the entire character roster.
Honestly, I'm expecting Falco Mario. I don't expect that to change, only because, like, Kofi's been really confident with his Falco today. Like, he's been playing.
It's been really crisp from what I saw in dubs so far, and even in Squad Strike. Like, that is a very scary-looking Falco, and I definitely look forward to see the damage you can do with it in singles, too. But MGW and Juuuuul, very, very strong team. I don't know if they're waiting for a go-ahead from us up here because they were just looking to the stream, like they were looking for confirmation of something. Oh, no, they're just still picking stages. Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out the stages, and they're going into battlefields.
The tremendous lack of Battlefield counterpicks for music is just disheartening to me. I have not heard Gangplank Galleon Remix once today, nor have I heard a majority of the Pokemon music that I want to hear that people are not switching to.
Everyone keeps picking Gladian's theme, and I'm 100% okay with it.
I do really like Gladian's theme, but I am also a big fan of Champion's theme Cynthia, as well as
good.
Champion's Battle Steven. There is no Elite 4 Gen 3, which drives me insane, as well as Elite 4 Gen 4, but it's okay. We got these other ones, but nobody's picking them. So we're going into game 1 here. Juuuuul actually opted to go to Robin this time.
So, Robin Greninja is a really unique team, but I feel like as far as the roles they cover is actually very traditional to doubles. Like, you have one who's good at controlling space and can funnel movement, and then Greninja, who the stream is no stranger to thanks to the likes of Venia, is someone who's able to go, like, hyper-target onto a specific player.
I'm always a fan of when I see, like, a DPS and then a support role. Like, somebody who's willing to go in front and then somebody who can support that really good aggression in the back. Robin, definitely one of those characters. Kind of similar to the opposite end, too, where Kofi's going in with the Falco and then all the flood pressure and support coming in from Zaphros, but MGW actually, even though he saved his jump, couldn't make it back after that fair.
Yeah, he was just sent too deep, and Juuuuul was not positioned properly to save him from the dunk, so that's going to be first blood. Very dramatic fashion, I would say.
Yes, the consistency and simplicity behind Blue Team's game plan has just been working in spades, but that Levin sword so strong, going to take out the stock as well on Kofi.
One thing, Blue Team has always been super good with this. I just want to bring up Battlefield. Covering the center stage of Battlefields has always been a good aspect of Kofi and Zaphros' individual play, but they do such a good job of it in doubles that I do expect them to take this game 1 purely off of how well they can control the stage.
And again, that flood coming through, you know, like you just said, that flood was a full stage control option where he was able to not only back off the pressure from MGW, but completely put Juuuuul in disadvantage where Kofi wanted him. I think a lot of times you see in dubs, you see people who try to go for too much. Like, you see, there are the lights and Venyas who are able to blitz and get a lot of combos. But then there's those who try to dig too deep for, like, high-end combos to, like, see all the stock. But Blue Team is just showing how just playing basic neutral and keeping your fundamentals solid, it will work in spades as well. Like, Zaphros still has not lost his stock yet. He's doing a great job of stock taking right now. And Kofi has done a great job of just consistently establishing small pressure, and any straight hit at this point will take out a yellow team stock.
It's not even just that they're doing a good job of like distracting the other team. They're forcing him to these long-winded interactions. It's not like how we saw previously with Light Benia's team, where the Greninja was able to force constant interactions and Fox was accelerating things. But it's just the way that, like, I don't really know how to put this. Like, the flow is different, but it's done in a similar manner.
You know, I'm sitting there talking about the stock taking that was going on in Zaphros before, but Juuuuul really wanted that stock. You can tech the first one, you can tech the second one. You're going to die, and Juuuuul was able to take that out. And now also Kofi on kill percent as well. This match all of a sudden become a duel for yellow team. Robin is not a character you want to deal with all this rage as well.
She's able to just cover so much at once. And I feel like a lot of that is because MGW is doing a good job of giving a lot of space for Juuuuul. Like, MGW is putting himself in the center of a lot of the activity on board, and it gives Juuuuul more opportunity to get his totems ready, prepare his combos. Unfortunately, Blue Team's not that easy to distract.
And, you know, MGW putting himself a little bit more in room to try and potentially make this comeback by getting rid of Kofi's stock. But as you see, Zaphros is just choosing to stay away. He's slowly walking away anytime he tries to approach, and he already has the Flood ready to stop anything he might do to approach. Like, Kofi wants him, and Zaphros is making sure that stays that way. Never mind getting in there with the Nair to the fair, and all of a sudden this is a 1v1 match.
Now what's Kofi to do in order to pressure here? Now at this point it's just the regular 1v1, and Kofi's normally confident
that's a pretty
pressure
good
to the
option.
ledge.
That's a pretty good option.
We melee?
Yeah.
We melee.
Short hop there with
With Bullet
Falco.
Boys.
I am loving the fact that is
Stack
back.
it up.
Oh my goodness.
Space Z on Battlefield? Yeah, we melee. Did you notice that the lasers were there before the downer hit?
Yep, baiting out the option. He knew he was going to jump the ledge, and he was already prepared for it.
Can we talk about how brutal Falco's down throw is?
Where he legit just pops you down, puts his foot on your neck, and just pop, clocks. Like, you cannot
It's not even a
move.
pop-up, it's a pop. It's like, yo, I don't need a second spell. I love Falco in this game.
It's like something out of like an 80s mafia movie.
Yeah. I miss his accent, though.
Oh,
The for
Falco's?
Brawl. Yeah.
every single game, not only does Falco get nerfed in the actual gameplay, but he also gets nerfed in the voice. However, this game, it's yet to be told. There's a lot of people who have potential on the Falco, and I'm really liking the way that Kofi in general has been playing him so far.
He's just been using Falco in a lot of just the traditional spacey sense, and it's just like be able to go in and box and utilize tools just to keep any interaction from a distance stifled.
That's a pretty early stock coming from Kofi.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Live fast, die fast.
And that's really good news for Yellow Team as well, because the last game we were talking about how Blue Team was just kind of able to do those long-winded stock interactions that you said. This time, not worrying about it as much, they're able to put the first bullet on, and now Blue Team has to approach, where they're normally they've just been staying back.
Juuuuul is out of Arcfire and Levin Sword right now, so definitely got to play a bit on the defensive right now. Should get it back relatively soon. You see the meter stacking up right there, but Zaphros with the big fist.
Juuuuul closing out yet another stock on Kofi, who was doing a good job of living before. This FD pick is working in spades for the Yellow Team so far.
Fortunately enough for Blue Team, Zaphros is still sitting fairly healthy on his first stock. So he's going to have to pull the role of stock tank really hard right now.
Oh, yeah.
He has consistently done that, and again, you opting to stay back with the Flood, but I like the fact that Yellow Team has recognized it. It's like, all right, cool, you're going to stay back. We're going to take advantage of 2v1 in Kofi and now make you have to come in. And it hasn't been working out nearly as much, but the back throw is going to take the stock. And not going to take the stock off of Zaphros just yet.
You know, I always tell Zaphros that while he has a really strong combo game and he has a good sense of knowing how to control stage,
There's always a butt.
he always rushes into a lot of situations recklessly, and it normally results in him losing stocks. And I always remind him, just camp more. Mario has plenty of tools to camp. You won't find yourself
Oh,
in
we
so
got
many
a jump
dangerous
break.
situations.
My goodness. And, you know, when you want you never really want double jeopardy to occur on your team ever. And Kofi coming in, trying his best to save him, throwing out the side B to hit him potentially. Still in a shield stun animation though, and now they're both on their last stock.
This has been a very rough game too for Blue Team.
Yeah, this is a completely different
Especially Kofi
chemical makeup of what we've seen from the last game.
We thought in this commentary booth there was a lot of talk about dogpiling one person in a doubles match, and this was definitely a dogpile on Kofi.
Very smart as well. Because of this adjustment, it's worked out. Not going to get the back air. That could have evened the game back up for them, and MGW going to make it back.
Oh, but Zaphros dying really early.
And just like that, Kofi's on to his last stop.
Uh-oh.
You know what? It's still one stock apiece. And Juuuuul going off stage, digging deep. Good tech from Kofi. You need to be able to tech consistently as a spacey player. Kofi.
It's normally not something that I
He just walked up and did it.
I mean, where do you go?
I love watching Juuuuul play.
Where do you go there? It was such a good position for where he had the arc fire. If you're trying to jump, he could have been clipped regardless, and probably would have led to the stock. And he tried so badly to just walk away slowly. Didn't matter, though.
I remember down smash from Robin used to be like a really specific tool. Like
It would shield break.
It would shield break. And that used to be like its only role. But now, because of how shield pressure changes have worked in this game, in that it's much easier to shield poke,
Oh, yeah.
down smash is now a tool that either shield breaks or shield pokes, and it has incredible knockback.
And the thing is, with Robin players, they're like, I'm fine with either one, to be honest. They're not, the Robin players are like, listen, if either one happens, whatever.
Yeah.
Granted that a shield break will probably result in a stock, but hey, shield poking on a down smash with a fairly decent charge on it, I'm sorry.
It's like, I brought this up at the beginning of the set, that it's a really unorthodox team to see between Robin and Greninja. Like, Greninja himself is not a popular character.
No, he's very, very hard character.
I think it's literally Venia and Stroder in the United States.
Well, you got to remember, now with the fact that he is beating a touted player, it's a brand new game. There is a new wave of Greninja players trying to play him. It's
Of course,
happened.
of course.
Like that's
no one knows better than waves of new characters than me.
Yeah, Artie used to be like the sole Palu rep.
I went from the only Palu other than Fruit and Tri-State to one of the most mediocre.
I've already seen since the weekly that Venia won, 3 people, 2 of which hang out at my house, have already switched to Greninja. And that's just from what I've seen at the first local.
boy.
Next week, probably going to be different. But also the increase of Palatine as well, like you said. I do like the way that MGW has played him. Venia has said multiple times that he believes that if MGW actually committed to the game that he thinks the talent level he could, he would be the second best Greninja or the only Greninja who could contest him in skill. This is from Venia's mouth. And
MGW's always been a really good player.
And I wanna bring this forward. Venia, one of the most confident guys in New York. So coming from him, that's singing real high praise right there.
Anybody who knows MGW knows that he's one of the most intelligent, nicest players from the city. He really is a fantastic guy. When he puts his mind to the game, it's dangerous. With a character combination of Greninja and Olimar in this game.
I've seen him play Rob as well in this game so far too.
Yeah, he just knows how to play. So like when he's focused, with a player as versatile as Juuuuul protecting him, there's so much potential behind this team.
It's very similar to the same team chemistry that we're seeing from Kofi and Zaphros. Like they've been ever since that first game, they're doing so much better covering each other's options, preventing these really awkward situations. And actually, I just realized that we're on Unova here. It's not going to affect anybody individually. I love this stage. I know that it's not a big fan for some other people of certain characters. I will fight to the death for the stage until the end. But, I actually like this for both players as well. The option coverage that could come in from it is really solid. Juuuuul going to lose the stock. Stock's flying everywhere. And the only one to walk away from it clean was MGW. And as you see, running immediately to the ledge, not trying to lose it, but gets hit on the back throw anyways from his teammate, and that's going to even it all back up.
Yo, one thing no one is talking about in this game is throw armor.
Oh my God!
Can we talk about how you just die from getting hit with people?
Can we talk about how if you try to break up a grab, it hits your teammate and not the person who's throwing? That's insane.
Like, all right, so shields aren't as strong, so naturally their counter grabs are not as strong. But if you manage a throw, you're finishing your throw.
Oh yeah. I've seen an Incineroar because every time it clanks with a hit, it stops, it keeps the animation going. I've seen an Incineroar in slow motion, like do the suplex back throw through an explosive flame.
Yeah, and moves that are committed to finishing, they don't like stop. Like if you watch like Flare Blitz, Space Pirate Rush,
yeah.
they are just coming for you. You can't do anything about that.
Literally, an explosive flame through the fire and flames.
And speaking of brand new throws, people who got blessed by that, MGW getting the 4th throw a minute ago on Zaphros' stock. That's not something he had before. And now you have to respect your ninja that much more at the ledge. And blue team, again, on their last 2 stocks. This was, before in that game 1, it was yellow team climbing their way through to get these kills. But as you're seeing, Juuuuul kind of really taking the reins to attack Kofi as much as possible to kill him with these 11 swords.
Because he realized that as soon as he gave space to blue team, it was 2 1v1s that yellow team didn't want to be in. These are 2 very strong doubles players who like playing together. Like, you don't want to keep them away from each other.
Exactly. Good delay coming in for Juuuuul and gets attack as well to keep himself alive. Kofi digging deep, and now Zaphros forced into a situation where you were talking about before. His overcommitments might be the bane of him when he has Kofi as well. He just gets smacked by the book. That's a bad situation here. Now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, but the single shot of
Big snipe.
What was that, L Thunder?
That was L Thunder.
L Thunder killing people out here in 2019. You can see Kofi just laughing about it.
That move was a killer in Smash 4 Robin's kit. And they made it even better. It's even more potent of a projectile now. It comes out faster. It takes up more space.
It does more shield damage.
It's crazy good.
And I've seen people using it in neutral and 1v1s just to slow down the pressure of the game where somebody's trying to get in on Robin.
Every version of neutral B from Robin is good. Every version of them is good now.
I know that Arc Thunder doesn't combo the same way like it did before.
It does not. So